welcome to Fall Walk 31. Gonna go ahead and get my walk started here. Let me just get my walk going. Gonna do a walk and begin. All right. So Fall Walk 31, we just passed the 30-day threshold. Again, typically I would have liked to do a video where I summarize all the walks that we've done up until this point, but I wasn't actually collecting data from the get-go, and the get-go being November 5th. And so probably around December 13th or 14th, because I started collecting data on November 13th. So probably sometime around that day, I'll be able to actually start getting data. And I can make a video just giving you some totals, some of the numbers that I've achieved, and a lot of other cool things. So let's just go around here. For today's walk, we're doing a 1 hour walk, or at least aiming to do maximum 1 hour. I would like to focus a little bit more on my pace this time. I think I could probably get to the 3.23 miles in less than an hour, as long as I focus and maintain my pace. So that's exactly what I'm going to try to do today. Today is Saturday. It's a beautiful day. I feel much better than I did yesterday. You know, sometimes at the end of the week, you really just want to wind down. You know, I had a lot of sort of mental overhead with some stuff at work and just personal life stuff. And so I sort of didn't really want to talk yesterday. It was just one of those days, but I definitely wanted to make sure I got my walk in. So very happy that I was able to do that. But today, feeling better. It's a beautiful day here in South Florida. It is hot, not too hot, at least not for me, but it's just right. Looking forward to later tonight. I'll be joining my parents and my wife, not my wife, my brother and his wife in a nice dinner at a Cuban restaurant. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that, hanging out with everyone. I think it'll be a fun time. I haven't eaten too much this morning because I do want to be hungry. I had a pretty nice dinner last night. Actually, so I went to a mall because I wanted to get some athletic wear for my upcoming vacation. So I went to Lululemon. I went to an outlet mall where I thought the prices would be better. And they are better, but they're still expensive. Because even if you take a percentage off something, if that something is expensive, then more often than not, the final price will still be somewhat expensive for the thing that you're actually getting. So I ended up getting nothing, no clothes. And I ended up at this restaurant called Seasons 52. And oftentimes when I go to a mall, I don't really expect anything from the food there. If I eat at a mall, it's because really there's nothing else to eat. It's sort of a last resort. But man, this place was really good. It started off with a crab cake, a single crab cake. I thought I would get at least two, but they gave me a single crab cake. I really do enjoy crab cakes. I went to a friend's wedding back in September in California. And she had crab cakes as part of her appetizers for the main dish. And those crab cakes were phenomenal. And I just reminded myself how much I liked them. So I tried them out yesterday and they were pretty good. Like, good enough that I would definitely get them again. Had some nice mustard sauce on those. And then on to the main entree. So I had a filet mignon, an 8-ounce filet mignon. Had some mushroom sauce with mashed potatoes and some greens. And my girlfriend had a salmon with mac and cheese and potatoes, and it was just awesome. I mean, the quality of the food was much, much better than I expected. I sort of have this rating scale. I got it from one of my, honestly, best friends at this moment. We don't talk all the time, but I do consider him a high quality, best friend. His name is Jason. A long time ago, we had this little joke where we'd only visit places to eat if they had at least a 4.5 rating. And I sort of have stuck with that, and it has done well for me. So this place yesterday had a 4.5 from 1,400 people. And sure enough, I mean, the quality of the food was great. The meal was really good. My girlfriend liked her meal. I loved my meal. The appetizer was great. And then the desserts were also awesome. So all around it was a great time. I had my little 9-ounce glass of wine. And that felt really good for a change, because it was either that or Chick-fil-A, which I love Chick-fil-A, but Chick-fil-A would have been cheaper, but I probably would have felt worse eating it. But this, it's like I can eat so much of this food but still feel good. presumably because it's not fast food, right? It's not junk food. So that was kind of a nice little refeed for me for the week. I have mostly been doing good this week. I haven't been tracking my macros or calorie count too much, but I do suspect that I've been in a little bit of a deficit, if not at least a maintenance zone. So, still trying to make sure that I can eat enough to be able to have good workouts and all that. But besides that, it's been great. We can also talk about the workout that I did yesterday. The workout I did yesterday was yet another full body workout, and for the first time in a long time, I feel stronger. I feel much stronger. Now, other moments in my life, I have felt like this. I think the strongest I ever was before now was when I was 23 years old or 22, I'm not entirely sure, but I used to go with one of my buddies to an LA Fitness in Miami. And during this period of time, I was working in Coconut Grove, and my mom would pack me these amazing lunches that was not just a main dish, but a lot of other snacks and high protein, yogurts and crackers and food. So I was constantly eating throughout the day and then working out hard at night, Monday through Thursday. So I was putting on some nice size. I wasn't getting fat. I was just getting strong, and it felt really good. Now, living on my own, obviously it's a little bit harder to do that because I really have to look out for myself and make sure that I eat however much I need to eat to be able to feel the way I want to feel. But I do feel stronger now, and I think it's because I've shifted my workouts to this new model. 3 days working out, but going intensely, right? Three full body workouts a week, followed by a single rest day in between each one, except on Fridays where I get 2. And I do this sort of active recovery where I'm walking. And man, I really, really feel a difference. If anything, it's getting me excited for when I go back to doing more volume, high volume. I would love to start going back, 5 days a week. That'd be awesome. But I think I needed to, take 2 steps back and sort of just hone in, dial in my training routine. That's what I'm doing now with the 3 days a week. And I think if I can successfully execute this, then if I do decide to go back to 4 or 5 days a week, it's going to be a lot easier, I think. That's the hope. So, I'll keep you all updated on that and how I'm doing. But I definitely feel like all my lifts are slowly progressing. I'm really, really trying to do progressive overload, which that's one of the key ingredients of working out, right? I mean, if you want to get big, if you want to get strong, you actually have to lift heavier weights. I suppose that you can do the same weight with more repetitions, right? Maybe that's a good metric to measure your strength. But at the end of the day, I do want to actually start lifting heavier. And I have noticed with this workout, because probably the recovery, I'm actually being able to get stronger. I'm excited for tomorrow because I will be going to another park here in Fort Lauderdale. It's called U. Taylor Birch State Park, I believe. I have walked there before, but it's been over probably 2 years at this point, so I'm excited just to get back into it. Hopefully I can meet some people along the way. Generally people see me with a GoPro, and some of them have questions about why I'm even filming with a GoPro. And that's normally a good way to, communicate with them, get them to maybe view the channel. And one thing that I've been wanting to try and do is a walk and talk podcast. I think it would be very cool if I can just get some random people that are interested and just walk with them and talk with them and pick their brains about whatever it is they're interested in and hopefully have a good conversation. The microphone setup that I have, if you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, I did a conversation with my brother, and the cool thing was he had his own mic and I had my own mic, and we didn't necessarily need to be right next to each other. So it makes it very easy to do interview style videos. And so how cool would it be if I can just get someone and do a video with them, right? Okay, we're keeping up a pretty good pace right now. We're under 17 minutes. It's about 16 minutes and 51 seconds per mile. So not too bad. If we maintain this pace, you know, we're definitely looking at around 50 minutes of walking or so. Probably get the hour, because we do have to account for those extra 0.2 miles. But yeah, so yesterday on Reddit, I made a post, which fortunately some people did react positively to. However, no one actually responded, you know, no one actually hit me up to do one of these walks with me. But who knows, maybe tomorrow, you know, I'll find someone in the park and says, hey, are you the guy on Reddit? And I'll say, yeah, and we just go for it, you know? But I think that'd be very cool. Because like I've always said, I do enjoy talking, and I feel like for the listener of this video, it would be interesting if we can get some other people on the video, right? Not just me all the time. Because as soon as you get one other person, or maybe even multiple, the amount of things that you can talk about, I think, increase exponentially, because everyone has such a different background and different perspective on life that you can ask a simple question and that can just go down into a crazy rabbit hole. So we'll see what happens, but I feel like that could be kind of a cool direction to take this channel, Walk and Talk podcast. Not only are we talking and having a good discussion, but we're also getting our steps in, so kind of kill two birds with one stone, or as my girlfriend says, feed two birds with one scone. Something I will definitely look forward to. I think I'm gonna go outside here again just to try something a little bit new, to spice things up a little bit. It's fun to get out of the neighborhood. There is a very nice path that's close to here. So this area that I live in is essentially a huge resort. It's sort of a country club-esque type of deal. And there is a very large walking path, not too far from here, but actually, let's just see. Let me see something. I think we'll just have a little bit of fun with this and see. For me to even get there, that alone is 2 miles away, that walk. If I wanted to actually get there, oh, but this isn't doing walking though. Wow, yeah, it takes about an hour. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna walk. I'm really gonna try something different today. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna go past the street. I'm gonna go to another walking trail that I've seen as I'm driving and just have fun with it. I know how long I need to walk, so at some point I will turn around. That way the video is not too long, but let's have a little bit of fun today, you know? My girlfriend's out right now. She's getting me something that she is telling me is 3/3 of a gift that she's been preparing for me for Christmas. So she got 1/3 of it, and then she got 2/3 of it, and today she's getting the last third. So no idea what she's planning. I think the gifts I got her are great. She gave me a list of gifts that she wants, and I feel like I got everything on that list. Or I picked things from that list. So you can't really go wrong if someone tells you what they want and you get it. Of course, there's always going to be some slight variation, but that's with anything. But I'm very curious to see what she got me. I feel like she's going to get me something very funny or very clever. I feel like she's very good at that, so we will see what happens. I do apologize if it's windy. I'm walking directly into the wind. I did try something a little bit different today. I put the wind muffs on both of my mics, the transmitter and the receiver, in hopes that the wind won't be too bad and you'll be able to hear something. So since I'll be crossing a street here, I may have to stop. But it's okay, we'll keep the counter going. As long as we get 3.23 on the watch, that's all that matters. We can make however many stops we need to make. Okay, so one cool thing about walking is sometimes you start walking and then you just keep going and you end up, in some random area. You can literally just keep walking in one direction and end up in so many places. And I feel like you just see the world entirely different when you're walking versus driving. That was wow. That is so much exhaust in this truck right here. There was a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time. It's a book that I actually own back in Miami. I think it's called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. And I haven't read the whole thing, but you know, one thing that the main narrator talks about is how when you ride, you know, when you're riding using your bicycle and you're feeling the road underneath you, you just perceive the world a lot more differently. You gain a better appreciation. You gain a better appreciation for the world around you, and I feel like it's very much the same with walking. So here's another instance where I'm probably going to get a lot of stares, and I have to really just be confident enough in my ability to not care. In this world that's governed by social media, I think it just is what it is. Wait. So we're going to wait for this light here. We're going to try and get through, and then we'll have a nice walking path that we can visit. Maybe on Saturdays I'll start doing things like this more often, where I'm leaving the neighborhood, and I might not be exploring a park like I normally do on Sundays, but at least I'll be getting out there and just looking at something different. And the best thing is, even if you walk a lot and you end up in some random place far from home, worst case, you either just get an Uber home or you just walk back home. Right? I mean, that's what people are doing anyway. Nowadays, you're just Ubering home. And if you already made it that far in your walk, you might as well double down and do the same thing back. And now you're getting two for the price of one. And at that point, you really have no other option. It's almost like you're setting yourself up for success by walking somewhere far and just knowing that you're going to have to walk back. This light is taking a little bit longer than I would like, but this light tends to be long. It might be our turn to walk soon. Press this one more time.
Wait.
Sometimes you attempt to signal people to make a move and they don't. And that's just life. Okay, so we're back on track now. I see here we have the Cypress Creek Greenway. So hopefully that will be fun. Whatever that is, it might be just a new area to walk. Look at this, we're covering new ground here. Seeing more of Fort Lauderdale, really exploring the surrounding area. Even if it's residential, it's something. And I'm getting out here and, you know, getting my vitamin D, getting my steps, getting fit. Just doing a little bit of moderate walking every single day can have vast net positive benefits for your health, especially vitamin D. You know, a lot of us don't get the sun that we need, especially since a lot of us, including myself, have office jobs. It's very important that you go and get some sun. You don't necessarily need to be standing in the sun, like sunbathing or anything, but get a little bit of vitamin D and see what that does for you, you know. I know I mentioned it a lot, but my girlfriend, I mean, it just seems like there's so many similarities between what I talk about here and some things that my girlfriend tells me. You know, she went to school in an area where there was not a lot of sun, and seasonal depression is really a thing. You know, I cannot say the same growing up in Florida because it really is the sunshine state. We get a lot of sun, and I think it's just one of those things we take for granted, you know? Go out there and get your vitamin D. It'll be good for you, and you'll probably feel a lot better for getting it. You see, so that is an example of functional strength training. I mean, if you live close to a Publix or a grocery store, you want to know a very simple thing that you can do? Walk to the grocery store, get whatever food you need, and then carry that food back. That will pretty much give you almost an entire full body workout, right? You're going to be training your grip strength and your forearms to be able to hold those bags the whole way. You'll be training your entire core to keep your body stable and not swaying left or right or bending left and right. And of course, you'll be training your leg muscles because you're putting more load on your entire body. It's almost like rucking, right? You'll be getting a full body workout by doing that, and that's a very simple thing you can do. I promise you that if you live close to a grocery store and you just walk, try walking twice a week. Maybe on a Monday and a Friday to the grocery store. You know, obviously, don't go when you have to do a massive grocery haul because then you're going to be exhausted, but give yourself a nice starting point. Maybe you get a couple of items, 5, 10 items, and maybe you're holding 5 pounds to begin with, but man, that will work wonders for you. I kind of wish I had to do more grocery shopping, but I don't. Because if I had to, I'd go and do the same thing right now. That's a pretty cool idea. Very smart of him to do that. Again, you already have to get groceries, so make it fun, make it interesting. You know, what's the downside? Yes, you're gonna take a lot more time to do it, but the upside is you'll probably feel a lot better for doing it. And let's be real, like with that extra time that you were gonna save, were you even gonna do anything productive anyway? Probably not. Like I know my own self, right? The extra time that I save by, I don't know, driving, maybe I'd play video games more. But I mean, is that really gonna, ultimately in the long term, is that really going to help me get to where I wanna be? Probably not. So, you know, just be realistic with yourself and work towards what it is you wanna work towards. I'm so tempted to want to do pull-ups on this, but first of all, it's too high and I have no idea if there's a current running through that, so I'm not going to be an idiot today. Keyword today. There's other days that I can be an idiot, but not today. Okay, we're keeping up a very good pace. We're almost approaching 1.5 miles of walking. Anytime that you check your pace, you know, remind yourself of that pace. Like right now, I started walking a little bit faster. Really, I have been on the cusp of getting to 15 minutes a mile, which I think would be pretty fast. That's kind of the goal here. So let's see what we can do. Let's take a couple of minutes to increase our pace, get to that brisk walking zone, and really push yourself. I can certainly, without a doubt, feel that it is easier now for me to do this than it was 30 days ago. If you walk a lot, you'll notice the same as well. Okay, so we're on the cusp of the 15-minute mark. Let's see if we can make it. I think it'll be the first time I've ever reached that number. There you go, 15:56. Now we are in the 15-minute pace. Let's see how long we can keep this going. Don't worry so much about the wind. If it's too much, just listen to my voice. And if you are listening, push yourself. This is the time to do it. Push through that. Check your watch if you have one. Check your phone. Measure your pace. You decide how long you want to do it. But I'm here with you and we're doing this together and we're improving together, so let's keep it up. We're now about to go into the 14-minute a mile mark. So let's just keep it up. 14 minutes. 14-minute pace. What's up, man? Wow, can we actually go lower? I've heard of 12 minutes a mile walking, which that's insane. That's how long it used to take me to jog a mile when I was in elementary school. So if I can do that now walking, talk about increased fitness. Nothing like getting on a golf cart. We're getting a nice little bit of added resistance with the wind. Okay, it looks like I mostly stall out at about 14 minutes and 20 seconds. That's my maximum right now. So figure out what your maximum is and perhaps jot it down. And the next time you go on a walk like this, you know, maybe once a week, do a walk where you really push yourself, and then you have other walks where you're mainly just doing it for, you know, the daily need. But I will certainly keep track of that and note that so far, my fastest pace seems to be about 14:20. I wonder what my mom has done, because my mom is an avid walker and she enjoys her brisk walks. I think the goal today was just to see how fast we can do a mile. Obviously there was a little bit of downtime on that light, but we're making up for it now in this path. Okay, it looks like the wind has died down, knock on wood. I don't want to jinx anything. Yeah, this was a perfect time to do my walk. I would have actually expected it to be hotter, but it's quite cool. That's also sweat doing its thing, but it is nice. I will see if I can make it all the way to the end, and then we will come back. We'll just have one more light to cross. Typically that light is not as busy as the one that we recently crossed, so we won't have to stop for as long of a period. So yeah, next week's gonna be a normal walking week, and the week after that, like I said, again, I'm gonna keep mentioning it until I actually go, but I will be about 10 days without making videos. Probably 3 or 4 of those days I will be making videos, but I won't be able to upload them on the day. So Okay, so I have less than 2 miles, actually about 1.5 miles left. I could cross the street here, and you know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think that we've gone long enough. So let's cross the street here. That way I have just enough time to make it back. Because I really want to make it half and half. If I go all the way to the end, I'm gonna have to walk back maybe double the amount. And again, the point is to get as close to those 3.23 miles as I can. I think if I go back, maybe do a couple more laps around the neighborhood, we'll hit that sweet spot and we'll be good to go. We'll be golden for the day. It's a very zigzaggy path here. I typically do see a lot of people walking this path. So this will be my first time walking it. Exciting times. I was actually doing a little bit of work earlier. I logged in remotely to my computer and did some work, and you know, sometimes in software, you try out multiple things before you get to the final answer. And I've learned a lot just going through the motions, trying many different solutions out, and finally getting to the one that I wanted the most. Now, in this particular problem, I work with product designers, and there was a design that they gave me. It's a new way of, let's say, getting user data. It's one of the classic examples of a design that looks easy, but takes a lot of work to accomplish on the UI. So again, I went through multiple iterations of it, and it's so nice when you finally get to that last solution, and it just so happens to be the most elegant one. And there are definitely times where, let's say like you try iteration 1, and then by the time you're done with iteration 1, you start already getting an idea of what the final solution will be. So you attempt the final solution. But usually, in my experience, that first attempt at trying the eventual final solution doesn't work out. So you have to do like a second iteration. And for me, it's like third time's the charm. I just woke up today knowing what I had to do, and all the pieces fell into place. And it was very cool to finally see it come to an end. But, you know, a big part of software is getting data and doing something with that data. And oftentimes, where that input is on the UI can make a big change. What I mean is, so imagine a simple web page with like a heading, and underneath that heading you have all your data. And perhaps where that data is, you have a couple of different input fields. You can accept user input. But with this specific change, instead of showing a static header for that page, let's say you're going to your profile page, instead of it saying my profile, now we're allowing admins, not admins, but users, to actually change the way that heading is. It's a dynamic heading, right? So when they land on the page the first time, they can actually modify that heading, save that, and then have it persist on multiple page loads. But at least in the web application I'm working, literally depending on if it's at the heading level or the data level, it changes the way that I can actually use that data. I know I'm using data a lot and it's probably confusing, but all to say that depending on where inputs are on the UI is going to change how the data is retrieved and saved and persisted. A little bit of a technical talk there. All right, so our pace is slowing down now. We're now back to approaching about 17 minutes a mile, which is expected. You know, we had a little spurt of energy there. We went for it. That's all it takes. It's really about consistency. Now more than ever, I really appreciate consistency, because I've been going to the gym consistently for maybe 5 or 6 weeks, and I have made improvements. So now let's do another 6 weeks, and then another 6 weeks, and another 6 weeks, and let's just keep going. Okay? That's cool. So my split pace this time on the second mile was 3 minutes faster than the one before. So we have that little bit of energy, you know, focused walk to think. I'll be checking my watch again once we make it to this next stoplight. It's one of those things where I don't want to see progress until I've done enough of it to warrant an actual progress check. The hope is at least 2.3 miles, I'm guessing. Perhaps a little bit more. It probably will be more, and I'll be pleasantly surprised. So we'll see when we get there. By the way, I've been thinking about going back to a head mount for all walks because the chest mount is good, but I think I realized, especially in the Fern Nature Forest walk last week, there were a lot of things that I would have liked to show you, but you know, it's just hard. If I want to show you something on my sides or on my feet or in the sky, I mean, I have to literally turn my body left and right. I can't really angle my chest to be higher. But with my head, I can do all that. And I think you can also see people better. So probably tomorrow, I'll be trying out the head mount, and we'll see.
Wait.
All right, 2.48 miles, so we have about 0.73 miles left. Take a little break here for a second. Oh, probably gonna be a longer wait time here as that light just turned green. So take a little moment here if you want to take a break. Figure out where you are with your pacing. See how you feel. Are you burning enough calories? Are you feeling good? Are you doing worse than you would have liked? Maybe pick it up in this last final stretch here. Or maybe you're doing better and you can continue taking a little bit of a break, or you just keep pushing yourself. That's exactly what we're going to be doing here. Oh, Petco, interesting. The name of this light switch here says Petco. Yo, what's up? Nice. Yeah. True. All right, cool, man. Yeah, I'm actually finishing up my walk. I walked like all the way to Publix, kind of. I didn't make it to Publix, but I walked in that direction on that sidewalk. Yeah, man. Just try something new, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna finish up now. I'm like walking back home. What were you gonna say? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll just go back on my computer. Okay, I'll go back on my computer and I'll listen to music, and I'll close the door. All right, cool, babe. So let me finish my walk now. I'm walking back home, and I'll see you in a bit, okay? All right, later. All right, so like I was mentioning earlier, this 3/3 gift that my girlfriend is getting me is secretive enough that not only can I not see it, I cannot hear it. So I'm gonna have to lock myself in my office, finish the remainder of my work, which I guess is a good thing. That's just gonna be a nice weight lifted off my shoulders before entering the night and heading into dinner. And I'll just be blasting some music. Right now I've been listening to a lot of Bad Bunny. I really do love Bad Bunny. I think his album, apologies for sounding like a gringo here, but Un Verano Sin Ti is phenomenal. I think it is truly a masterpiece, and it is truly a masterpiece. And the latest album was good. Nadie sabe lo que va a pasar mañana or something like that. I don't even know the name, so. All right, I'm gonna try to take a selfie here because I want to experiment with some thumbnails. So let's see if we can get the whole thing here of just us talking and picture here and whatever. It's gonna seem kind of weird to have to make this look authentic, which I think I am. I need to get at least my mouth moving. Oh shoot, that was a massive butterfly. Oh, that's a good picture. There you go. Let's use that one. Nice and sweaty. But hey, we're on the walk, right? We're doing a walk. That's just what we do. Okay, so, man, I feel good. I feel great. Kind of all over the place right now, but I feel good. Okay, 2.6 miles. We got 4 plus the 2. Yeah, so 0.63 miles left, nothing. This should be nothing for us at this moment. We got a slow pace right now. We're about 17 minutes and 40 seconds per mile. And yeah, we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep pushing. We're nearly done. Whew. I'm excited for the thumbnail, There's a lot of things that I'm trying with this YouTube channel. And I think if I show my face and I show what my setup looks like a little bit, that'd be kind of cool. And I need someone, if you're listening and you're into graphic design, I need someone who can help me design a YouTube banner. The same way that I look on my thumbnail, the one that I'll use today, something like that is what I want to use. I kind of want to make that my persona, The guy that walks with a chest or head mounted GoPro. It will change. We are now back, entering the neighborhood. Gonna finish off strong here. What a walk this has been. Sometimes you go on walks and you don't really expect anything and you come out getting a lot more. Another great reason to go on your walk. Let me look at that picture again. Did I have my mouth open? That would be nice if I did. I don't think I did. Here I didn't, here I didn't. Here I didn't, but maybe I can. There's a fence right here. Maybe we do the other angle. Put the glasses up. So we're just gonna keep talking right now. We'll see what's happening. Just take random selfies here. I'm not even looking at the street. No, I'm kidding, I am. Let's see what we got here. I'll use the first one. It doesn't need to look like I'm walking. I think you already know I'm walking because that's why you're watching the video. We're so close to greatness, guys. As my choir teacher used to say, close to greatness. Now I gotta figure out a way to actually style the thumbnail, so I use a tool called Canva. Here's a trick. I hope Canva is not listening, but you can make a ton of fake emails and get a pro version of their service for a month, and you can use all the different templates and elements and text and fonts that they have. Just make sure you set a reminder for yourself, like 2 days before the trial ends, and cancel it, and then just make another account and do it again. So Canva, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Do I know how to implement a solution that would prevent that? I don't. But at least I'm letting you know it's an issue, okay? It's an issue. But I'm also assuming that if you weren't doing well as a company, you, one, would not still be around, and you two, will not still be, asking people to get pro memberships. So you must be doing okay. Now, are you leaving a lot of money on the table? Probably. But that's a problem for another day, Okay, so we're back home, back to what we know. There's nothing wrong with that. I remember consistency is about doing the same thing every day. It's the same neighborhood, the same trail, but the benefit is crazy, okay? Think about anything that's consistent. Is there anything sexy about it? I know we've talked about this before, but think about investing. What do I do every time I get paid? I open the same app, I go to the same stock, I buy the same stock, I put it into the same account, and I keep doing that over and over and over again. There's nothing flashy about it. I'm not using a new app. There's not some cool new stock that I'm investing in. I'm not doing it like on a boat in Miami somewhere, just in my house. But guess what? Because of that consistency, I've been able to build my portfolio. So the same with walking. We do this every single day. We're able to build up our fitness. Hello. So we're gonna keep going. Because that's what we do. That's what we do. I'm excited to get home and mess around with this video. And I'm still in the same workflow. Honestly, the computer I bought out of impulse. I should have probably waited, save some money, and buy a better one. I may just end up selling the computer I currently have. With all the upgrades I've made, which is only one, I've maxed out the RAM, but hopefully that will help me sell it for a little bit more. And I really should invest in a better computer because, again, my biggest bottleneck are these, transferring of files, compressing videos. It just takes too long. If I can get a beefier computer that does that faster, I can just edit these videos quickly and be in and out and continue with my day. I remember when doing a walk for an hour seemed much more difficult, and now it's mainly just a matter of doing it. Like, I don't really think too much about it. You just got to do it. Let's check out the Discord. Okay, it looks like I still have navigation on. Let me turn that off. Definitely don't need that. That's taking precious resources. I don't know if anyone's into gaming, but the Game Awards happened recently, and my brother did send me some cool little tidbits here. So, the first thing was the Alan Wake 2. Very cool to see Alan Wake having won as many awards as it did. I'm very happy for them, for Remedy. I actually tried investing in the company, but I'm not sure I can, or maybe there's a different way of doing it. I think I have to make limit calls. I don't even know if that's the right terminology, but I got to make a limit request, which I got to learn more about before I do, but I'd love to invest in their company. Actually, can we see what the value is right now? Has it gone up since the Game Awards? Remedy equity. I'm using Yahoo Finance here. It has gone up. Wow. Okay, I would like to learn how to do that. I'm gonna do that when I get home. See if I can make a limit order, because I would like to invest in that company. Okay, so we also have, so there was that presentation, Alan Wake won a ton. Alan Wake himself from the game was on stage dancing, and then Sam Lake came out and did his own dance. So, very cool. You can tell he is so passionate about these games that he's creating. You can tell they have a very solid team at Remedy. And then it looks like there was a presentation from Hideo Kojima and Jordan Peele presenting OD, which, to be fair, I haven't actually watched the video, but I saw some of the comments, and it looks like some people are saying that perhaps it can be the sequel or another version of PT, which is sort of a Silent Hill homage or homage. A very scary game that I don't believe you can even play anymore, unless you have a copy of it somewhere. But I've seen videos in it, it looks crazy. If something like that were to come out, I would definitely be interested, especially with my interest in horror. And then we have this one. We have the new Jet Set Radio, which, man, can I invest in Sega? I want to invest in Sega. Let's see what we got here. I want to see what this is. New Jet Set Radio, Shinobi. I can't believe they're coming back to this. Oh, and Crazy Taxi.
Did you save the game?
Really? Of course I did.
There's Jet Set Radio. Some of these other games I'm not familiar with, but probably going to be sick. Oh, Crazy Taxi. That's insane. So I remember, yeah, Crazy Taxi and more. I remember playing Crazy Taxi on my Sega Dreamcast. And that was very, very fun. So seeing that come back is sick. And then we also have Visions of Mana official announcement trailer. So this, I mean, this just looks like another, my brother was telling me, another Mana game. It's not like a, no Secret of Mana, a Sword of Mana. Great games, but to me, that's just another RPG. It looks awesome. It probably will be great, but not as interested in that as I am with Jet Set Radio. And on that note, we have literally just hit 3.23 miles. We have officially accounted for our walk. So, this is going to conclude the walk for today. Again, I think we covered a lot of ground. We talked about a lot of things. We saw some new environments. So I think that was a great way to sort of have a midday walk for this Saturday, at least here on the East Coast. So with that, let me go ahead and finish the workout here. Let's go over our stats. So 3.25 miles, a duration of 57 minutes and 54 seconds. Oh, I just closed the move ring, so I gotta let this animation finish. An average pace of 17 minutes and 48 seconds, 339 calories, and an average heart rate of 102 beats per minute. We're gonna finish this. It's going to be uploaded into Challenge Hound to mark my progress with the 100 miles challenge. And really, with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's walk. If you like this sort of thing, if you want to continue seeing where these walks take me, then make sure to like the video, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, as it's going to help me get more people involved with the art of walking and just have a very good time and see how many different things we can try on this channel. So, like I always say, you all have a great rest of your day. Happy holidays, and I will see you all tomorrow for the U. Taylor Birch State Park special. Take it easy, everyone. Later.